25 years ago, Jake Butel met glue babe showgirl Deuce La Sucre after the legendary second concert at the Hopetown Hotel. After one passionate night of love and a late morning bacon and eggs all day breakfast at the Ocean Cafe in Elizabeth Street, they parted, vowing to meet again that evening back at the Hopetown. Deuce never appeared, and Jake, heartbroken, never forgot her and lost all desire to perform with the Jarryd Haynes Experiment. To ease his pain, he engaged the notorious inner West expressionist pop sculptor Lulu Mortice to render a likeness of Deuce La Sucre, which everyone agrees is remarkably lifelike and captures her presence perfectly. Tonight, at the 25-year reunion of the Jarryd Haynes Experiment, Jake finds out the truth as to why Deuce never made that second date, when she appears looking only a little the worse for wear, for the return of her once favourite band. Unknown to Jake, Deuce was once married to Robert Amaretto, owner not only of the legendary Hopetown Hotel, but closer to home at the Golden Fang Chinese restaurant and all the other buildings as far as the Imperial on City Road. Roberto had acquired this real estate to launder his money from his other, more clandestine dealings as leader of the Jackals, the now defunct motorcycle club. He spotted Deuce performing while collecting rent from the Bodenweiser Dance Centre, where she was the star in training. They married at St Barnabas Church, where the Reverend wrote a hopeful message on his board, Amor vincit omnia, to which his rival, Arthur at the Broadway Hotel, replied sadly, but more truthfully, Beer vincit amor. Deuce hoped for Broadway lights, but Roberto could only offer her the local lights of Broadway in Sydney, then a down-at-hill boulevard of broken dreams. Burke Street, the location of the Hopetown, was little better, and certainly had even less parking. By the time she realised her mistake, it was too late, and the prophetic words of Arthur at the Broadway came to water as she dreamt of Central Park in New York, while pulling schooners behind the bar of the Hopetown in between shows. Deuce missed the first performance of the Jarryd Haynes Experiment at the Hopetown. She dismissed them scornfully as just another bunch of urban cowboys and took the night off to give her feet a rest. When the boys from JAG came to the Hopetown for the second time, Roberto told Deuce to be the warm-up act. Hot with fury, she kicked off her heels and kicked off her gear, then settled down behind the bar to sneer at the upstarts. The rest of that evening, you already know. The next day, when Deuce returned to the Hopetown after her breakfast with Jake, Roberto was waiting for her, not as Deuce expected with a rolling pin or a Magnum 45, but with tears in his eyes, whiskey in his hand and an ultimatum. If she left him for Jake, he would ensure that the Jarryd Haynes Experiment would be aborted, by which he meant Jake would be run through the meat grinder at the Long Pork Small Goods Factory, another Jackal's business venture, and sold his mild Hungarian salami to the unsuspecting. Deuce knew that she could counter Roberto's bluff by threatening to call the Australian Taxation Office about his offshore affairs and bottom of the harbour schemes, until she remembered that she was the co-signatory on all those dangerous documents. If he went, she would go too. And there was no one to look after little Nicky, her Shih Tzu blue heeler cross, who followed her everywhere and was pretty good at warning off some of the more forward punters at the Hopetown, but went right to sleep under the bar when Jake came over to order a quick one. Deuce had no choice. She couldn't put up, so she had to shut up, but her silence had a price. Roberto had to break up with the Jackals, liquidate his assets, and move with her to New York City for one glorious attempt on the real Broadway. If only Deuce had realised that Times Square is on Broadway too. Roberto was killed by falling debris while walking past the Twin Towers on 9/11 and was acclaimed a hero. Deuce sold the last of her pride to return to Sydney, where she lived quietly, giving dance lessons to sweet but snotty toddlers until a certain poster caught her eye. She knew what she had to do. You can't turn back the clock, but you can stop it from ticking. And this is what happened next. This is a poem about desire. I ain't dead yet and I still feel the fire. It's a blessing, it's a curse. Knowing you makes it worse. Things change, things can be strange. Dance with a stranger and what you get is danger. Danger with a stranger. Danger, danger, stranger danger. You're not really a stranger, but you're under danger. I know you like the same things as me, but I don't know how you feel about slam poetry, so you text me, we talk about phones. Phones and change, phones and age, the years go by, nothing is the same. String, wind-up, bakelite, dial, touch, wireless, scope, VoIP, satellite. Now I have a piece of a galaxy. Space age, space junk. Phone sex, sexting. Is it art? Is it smart? Does anyone give a art? 2 a.m. and the message is still flying. I know what you want. I know what I want. I want danger, not with a stranger, but with you. I want! I know what I want, and what I want is phones, art, sex, and you. You know what you want too. You want me to give up my beautiful life, stop being a wife and get into strife with you, tempting me to plunge into the depths of the ocean where the mermaids sing and you'll never hear a phone ring. I hear those mermaids singing each to each while you float gently, just out of reach. Are your trousers rolled? Let them unfold. I will unfurl my seaweed hair. Beneath the sea as in space, no one will hear us scream. Are you worth it? Are we worth it? What I know is worth it is phones, art, sex.